Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the BJack 70 show. And y'all know what y'all clicked on. Y'all know what y'all here for. The continuance of the definitive quarterback rankings. If you didn't see the last video, you can check out the last video for the criteria, what I'm looking for, what kind of quarterbacks I'm looking for, and you can see numbers 32 through 24. That's in the last video. So right now we're doing 23 through 16, and let's just jump straight into it. Um, and at number 23, we have Drake May from the New England Patriots. Now, this is going to start a little mini run of guys who are who are young, very unproven, but have a lot of talent. Um, and Drake May falls into that category 100%. Very young, very unproven, but very talented. This is a guy that's 6'5", got a cannon for an arm, athletic, comes from an athletic family. Um, Brothers play basketball in North Carolina. I'm very intrigued at what I think Drake May could become, what Drake May could be in the future. Um, just right now, I have I have really nothing to go on. Like he flashed a little bit last year, made some good plays last year, but I'm really, it's really hard to rank him too high. Um, but I'm looking forward to seeing him in 2025, especially with Stephon Diggs out wide, seeing what he could do to help his growth process. Um, but yeah, and we'll see like these next few guys like coming up. I don't have a whole lot to say about them because a lot of it is unproven and they're pretty young. So we're just gonna go pretty quickly through these guys. So, with that being said, number 22, Michael Penix Jr. And if you're wondering why I have Penix above May, um, there's really no rhyme or reason to it other than I like Penix more. I liked Penix more in college, and I liked a little bit more what he did last season when he finally got in. Um, and I liked how professional he handled getting drafted to the Falcons when they just gave Kirk Cousins a bunch of money, and like Kirk Cousins was going to be their starter. Um, planned like the Falcons planned for Kirk Cousins to be their starter for at least 2 years. At least that I feel like that would be the thought process going into giving him that contract. Um, so Penix went in there, kept his head down, worked hard, and did get the opportunity because Kirk Cousins really fell off. Um, I would recommend going to watch the show Quarterback on Netflix, and it kind of goes into detail of how how Kirk Cousins season and what ended up happening came about. It's a very good watch. I highly recommend it. But getting back to Penix, I love his arm talent, and I love his natural ability, and like I just like him as a quarterback. Um, Again, very young. Well, he's older than Drake May. He's young by experience standards. One of the older quarterbacks that got drafted in the draft class last year, but very unproven, but a whole lot of talent. Another guy I'm excited to watch, see what he can do in 2025. Number 21, Bryce Young. Um, Bryce has been in the league a year longer than both those last two guys. He is someone that I was really impressed with at the end of last season. He really, I think, ended last season on a high note, kind of found his footing, found his groove, and I appreciate from him that he was mentally tough enough to be able to stick with it, stay mentally tough enough from and work through getting benched, like actually getting benched and working hard enough to get the spot back, earn the respect of the coaching staff back, and put his best foot forward. He's a guy that like coming up soon throughout this list. I'm gonna be somebody that talks about the tools of these quarterbacks, and Bryce Young isn't somebody that has like excellent tools. Like his arm isn't the strongest, but it's strong enough. He's not the most athletic, but he's athletic enough. Um, Really, what you get from Bryce Young is, like I said, that mental toughness, his makeup, his leadership. Um, that's what you're getting out of Bryce Young. Will that translate into being a good or great NFL quarterback? Not sure. Um, but that's not what we're debating here. But yeah, 20 like he's 21. He's 21 on the list, and that shows you what I think about him. Like I like him enough, I think, as a person, but as a quarterback, I'm glad that he did put his best foot forward ending last year, and we'll see how it goes in 2025 and moving forward. And moving right along here, we got number 20, and that's Bo Nix from the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix had a very good, very, very, very good rookie season, and I, I would attribute that to him being very experienced at the college level. He's a guy that started as a true freshman in the SEC and played 5 years of college thanks to the COVID-19 eligibility rules. He got an extra year playing time, and he took full advantage of that. And in two different systems, was able to have um, a little success at Auburn, but more success at Oregon. And I think that matters. I think that very much matters in this NFL, that you can have a guy who's had that many reps, 5 years worth of starting quarterback reps, and be paired with somebody like Sean Payton. Um, it was really impressive to see. He kind of he kind of outplayed expectations of a lot of people. A lot of people thought he wasn't a first rounder, shouldn't have been a first rounder. Um, but the thing with Bo Nix is you feel like, yes, he started off well with a very good rookie season, but you kind of struggle to see where, like, how it could get better, like what his ceiling is. And it's very possible that his ceiling is what he is right now, just because he is a guy that's like 24, 25 years old in the NFL. So, um, but yeah, nothing but respect for Bo Nix, what he did as a rookie, and I'm really coming to appreciate the football players that come out of college with a lot of reps, especially at the quarterback position. That's something going forward, based on what Bo Nix and what Jaden Daniels, frankly, did last season. Um, Makes me reevaluate what I think about or what I'm looking at with quarterbacks when they come out of college, and like respect to Bo Nix for putting in the work and being successful as a rookie. All right, now number 19 may make a lot of people or some people mad, and it's Brock Purdy. It's Brock Purdy. So Brock Purdy, I have him I have him 19th because this exercise, this ranking, this list is based on quarterbacks' individual ability, and if they were like the scenario that I'd lay out is if everybody else on the team is league average offensive line, league average running backs, receivers, defense. When I look at Brock Purdy, I see I see a quarterback that has been tremendously helped by like an excellent offensive mind at head coach and play caller. Um, a guy that has had Christian McCaffrey, one of the best running backs in the league, behind him. Um, that has had George Kittle, one of the best tight ends in recent memory. Um, a left tackle, Trent Williams, that is one of the greatest offensive tackles of all time, will be in the Hall of Fame. One of my favorite players of all time. Um, and then at receiver, you're gonna like you varying levels of Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings. Um, like there's stuff around him. And when Christian McCaffrey went down, you had Jordan Mason step up right in his place. Um, I don't want to go as far to say as Brock Purdy has been carried to his success. He is a good quarterback, and if you give him the tools, you give him the plays, you give him the personnel, he'll make shit happen for you. And he has made shit happen for you with what he's been given. But if you stripped all of that away and everything was equal to his peers, I I don't think that I'm lining up to say I want Brock Purdy to quarterback my team if I don't have a supreme running back, if I don't have a Hall of Fame left tackle, if I don't have an all pro tight end, if I don't have a wide receiver that's made a Pro Bowl or two, I'm not signing up to do it. I'm not doing it. And you can be mad if you want to, and that's your right, that's your opinion, but for me he's 19. And 18 might also make people mad. I don't know. I'm not sure how people feel about him, but it's Tua Tagovailoa, Miami Dolphins, and everything that I just told you about how I feel about Brock Purdy, I pretty much feel the same way about Tua. Um, just that you can switch out the all time running back for from Brock Purdy and give Tua an all time wide receiver. Um, coupled with the fact that he has trouble staying healthy, I think this is just the right spot for Tua to be on this list. Um, he can put up numbers. He can put up numbers. I like guys that can put up numbers. I respect and I acknowledge that no matter how you do it, when you put up big passing yard numbers in the NFL, it's difficult to do. So I do respect that. Um, but yeah, man, I'm not feeling it. I'm not really feeling it with Tua. Um, and that's just my opinion. Um, we'll see we'll see how he does this year. Um, not too much has changed except he lost Jonnu Smith, so that might be difficult. They really don't have a tight end whose name that I know on the roster. Um, but yeah, not really gonna belabor the point. I see Brock Purdy and Tua very similarly, and these next two guys, the last two guys in this video that we'll talk about, I view them a lot different than these other two guys. Um, and let's just get into it. Let's talk about it. Number 17, Caleb Williams. Now, he's above Brock Purdy and he's above Tua Tagovailoa because of his skill set, because of his tools. Obviously, he's a second year player. He has not shown that he can consistently produce in the NFL yet. Um, but if if I was gonna line up to take one of these quarterbacks, I would much rather bet on the the arm strength, the the off platform throws, the athleticism, the creativity of a guy like Caleb Williams over over Tua, over Brock, over any of those other guys because I believe in the talent. I'm a guy that really, really, really believes in talent, and I probably wouldn't make a good NFL GM because if I see talent, if I recognize talent, I'm going to give you a long leash. I'm just flat out, I'm gonna give you a long leash. And for somebody like Caleb, it's only his second year. He's a guy that I see talent in, saw flashes in last year, and he's with the Chicago Bears. Historically, the Chicago Bears, that organization, they just can't get it right. Can't get the quarterback situation right. Can't get the coaching situation right. Um, so I might give him a little bit of more grace than you usually would for a number one overall pick that struggled in the ways that he did. Um, but with Caleb, I believe in the talent and I want to see him do better. I want to see him become who I think he can be. And he's one of these guys where if you look up and we're doing this list a year from now, he can be a lot higher than he is now. And last but not least, speaking of a guy with tools, a guy that I recognize talent in, that I will give an extremely long leash to, is Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville Jaguars. If you know me in real life, if you know me on Twitter, you know how much I love Trevor Lawrence as a football player. You know it doesn't make any sense because if you do know me, you know I hate Clemson and Dabo Sweeney, but somehow I love Trevor Lawrence. This is a guy who was heralded as the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck. And just flat out, he has not lived up to that billing, to that standard, and he hasn't come close. Has not come close to that. He's struggled, he's had ups and he's had downs, but he's had way more downs than he's had ups. But god damn it, the talent is there. And if you're watching this and you watch football a lot and you watch film and you can see the talent in him, but you also see the boneheaded like decisions of what the fuck were you thinking 16, like what were you doing, bro? um and can you 5 years in like get rid of those? um I'm sure it's really hard to, like, you kind of default to under pressure, you default to what you've been doing your your whole career. And I want him just to be a lot more consistent. If he can consistently not turn the ball over, not make the bad decisions, he's a guy that's a top 10 quarterback. Flat out. He has that skill set. He has the arm. At times he can show that accuracy. He's big. He can run. he's a guy that has everything that you want in a quarterback, but if you like, you wish you could just put somebody else's brain in his head when he puts the helmet on. Like if you could just put a different brain in that helmet and just give him that helmet when you go, like when you go play on Sunday, like everything will be good. But obviously that's not how it works. Um but I believe in him, and putting him at 16 is, if you just based it on like his stats and what he's done, he doesn't even deserve to be this high. Um, but he is this high just because I respect him so much. I respect the talent. I respect what I know he can do. He just has to be a guy that goes out there and does it. So there you have it. Um, yeah, that's 23 through 16. And yeah, if you like the content, enjoy the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think. What do you think about Brock Purdy? What do you think about Caleb Williams? What do you think about Tua? What do you think about the rankings? Let me know, and we'll be back real soon with the next batch. And until then, we'll see you.